Special shout out to Ross the Boss. He is back from vacation from Dubai and Paris and Macau. I know he had great fun. So welcome back, bro. Glad to see that you're back. Let's get into the game. Today is day number 49, March the 21st. And today's journal post is entitled Pick Up the Pace. And let's get into it. All right, so Bible verse is Philippians 3:13 through 14 reads, "Brothers and sisters, I do not consider it that I have made it on my own yet. But one thing I do, forget what lies behind and reach forward to what lies ahead." So all those bad plays you made yesterday or today, tomorrow, let them go. Press on toward the goal to win the heavenly prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. Not too bad. All right, I realized over time that setting a deadline is possibly one of the most robust motivators there is. Because of it, my marathon to 1,000,000 legs all have an ending date for each leg of the race. Knowing that you have a deadline will allow you to harness the power of positive pressure. And actually, as you move closer to your time limit, you're going to observe focused energy. Our marathon runs about 13 weeks or a quarter at a time. And during the prior 8 weeks, I've noticed that there has been growth, but just with any race, down the backstretch is the time to pick up the pace. So at present, please be conscious of your closing date for completing this leg of the marathon. Become aware that you only have a few weeks ahead of you. Look ahead to your cutoff date and enable it to provide you with a burst of vigor as you head down the final stretch. The journal post will be finished by year's end, it reads. This is probably the last one that we did starting in September when I first started making them public. And we started back over day number 1. So that was the plan back then. Start back day number 1, January 3rd. And that's why we're now back to day number 49 today, March 31st. So when I get done with this one, we're actually going to do, I got something in my mind about my next 1,000 trades. So it's going to be marathon to 1,000,000, and it's going to be my next 1,000 trades because I believe that through what's been on my spirit that I should be at my first initial goal within that time frame whenever those 1,000 trades are completed. All right, so here we go. Let's get into the trades. Whew, thank you, Lord. This thing I've been holding for a while. And, I managed the trade well. INAP, finally I'm out. Not 20 minutes too soon, as this squeezed hard after my 340 exit, really. Ad after ad after ad. We'll still watch closely, though. This thing has been on fire for 2 weeks. So look at my first starter, the 14th. And we added on the 16th, the 17th, again today. And we finally got off of this thing. So we were down, nearly 10% at a few different points throughout a week. So you can see all these bullet holes. Boop, didn't drop. Boop, barely dropped. Boop, wasn't failing open. I finally got what I've been looking for. I shared with the group, listen, looking for a failed open on this thing. And we finally got it. And it didn't happen immediately. It actually pushed up back to 360 before it finally started rolling over. And thankfully, this moved with the rest of the market. I guess the overall market got real red for about 2 hours during the intraday today. So you're going to notice that every single thing I put my hands on, we put up on there short. GBT was the first play out the gate. I probably did this on the open. 38 solid dollar mark short. 37 touches it. I'm out probably 25 minutes later. So let me see. Here's that chart here. It went to 37. It eventually went on down to 36 after sitting around. But because I was very busy with plays today, some of the bracket orders hit. Can't do anything about that. That's good. Target got hit. Everybody was green. TGTX. I think this might have been the second play. Second trade of the day with brackets. Failed open setup was on point. And I think I was in and out of this trade in 20 minutes. So we took a short at 13, 12.51 was my official exit. I thought it was 12.5, but 12.51. And we'll take it. Not a bad thing at all. All right, CTMX. Actually traded them twice, so you won't see the second one on here, but I'll at least explain it to you. I was sharing with a group a minute ago. Short of 19.25 down to 18.50. It subsequently rolled down into the 17s, came back to the 18.40 area. Short of some 18.3 down to 18.10 later in the day, but I put the volume in here with this one just so it's all at one time. But it really wasn't anything special. Here's where that second trade was. Right in here, 18.4. And no, that's not right. Here we go. Let's do this. Let's just bring it up. Let's bring it up on the flex grid. I think Ben will be happy that I'm flex gridding now. See TMX. Here we go. All right, so right here, I took this second trade, 1:45 p.m., and we closing at like 2:15. Signal to signal, and it was spot on. Not too much, maybe 1 or 2%. So again, I put the volume in this one just so that it's all together. So nice trade, nice trade. Next ticker is going to be NKTR. Maybe 936 on the entry. Okay, so 936, this one actually pushed against me. This was the most stubborn out of the group. It pushed against me a little bit. I took the second thesis on the ad, and then it snapped. Covered quickly at the 200 moving average. Shout out to Vic. Vic got just a little bit better on than I did. I got out of 21.8. I think he got out of the 21.6s. But, you know, when it snapped down there, it was signal to get out. And it never made it. Well, I guess it made it back a little bit later in the day, but this is good to close them out and be through with it. There was an opportunity to reshort or bear flag them when it came back up to the 22.5s as it started making lower highs. I didn't touch them again for the rest of the day. We'll be watching them tomorrow. ESPR. Man, shout out to Options House. You know, we hadn't been on Options House in a while. We're at least sharing with you guys. There's my Options House play. Boom. You guys remember Options House, you see your entry tees and your exit tees. And, of course, naturally, I could have been a little bit better on the exit. But I played it once safe. It later faded, but we take profits. This thing ran extremely hard after gapping down and then gapping back up. This is probably the first time I ever seen a significant gap down followed by a significant gap up. So that's kind of new to me. So gap down, complete closure, gap up. So now do we close that gap or do we just come back to this $35 support area? It's kind of hard to read it. We'll watch them and see what they got going on for the next couple of days. They feel they're open. I want to be present. Peak tie, man, solid entry, solid setup, and patience. Did not rush into the play pre-market. We let them do their thing. Show out the $1.30. I got a fib at $1.20. We got short at $1.21 as it started to roll over. And we ran them down to, I think it started touching 106. I got it at 107. My goal was to run into the solid dollar mark, but I'm also not going to sit and wait for them. And I believe it gave a bear flag on the 30-minute chart and as well as the 5-minute chart. Maybe they re-enter on a short at 110 later in the pre-morning or, pre-afternoon. I probably could have ran them 10 more cents down. Plenty of shares on IB. So this one was a very, very good trade. All right, what else we got? CPRX. Told you I was busy. Solid play. Traded the chart and range was tight, so we take profits 175 to 169. Just did another one, 164. Excuse me, 174. Pretty much the same thing. In the afternoon, late afternoon trade. That was my second afternoon trade. Let's see if we can get it up here. Where'd it go? Uh-oh. Might be in trouble. I might have broke something. There we go. That's not it. That's the watch list. There we go. All right. So here you can see it on the. We're here. 174. It came below the open, but I got tight as it closed into the market. Into the market close, I put a 1 cent trail, and I just wanted to close it out just to see if it had dropped real hard and get me out. But 169 is my closeout in that last 3-minute bar right there. And really signal to signal. If you think about it, signal said it. Signal said it there. All right, a few more trades and we'll be out of here. All right. AAOI. Okay, we actually played this one in 2 different spots. So we played them over here, and this is my IB version, a 50-50 entry, a 51.75 entry, and a 49 exit. That's my IB version. Here is my Options House version. I was busy today. Wow, they're up $1 and some change after market. So touch, and close them out. Pretty much the same on both of them, but some solid plays. They kind of faked me out initially, and we added, based on thesis that worked for the ad or thesis that were appropriate on the ad. And channel break comes through the 51. Again, the overall market was red. Slide on down. I think I might have been out as it dropped. It went through 49 and it came back and touched me. It did get down to 48.50. I didn't get. I think I put my stop at 48.9, and they slipped me up to 49. This thing has some crazy spreads, so we're up, $2. This is, as good as it's going to get, I would think, for AAOI. They have some decent range. They have a gap still to close, but I don't know if they closed their gap, because the last time they had a gap, they gapped up from here to here. They never closed it. They gapped up again. They never closed it. Then they gap up again. They finally closed it, but this is a tight gap to close. So I don't know if this is a bull flag formation now, or are we finally getting some downtrending? We're watching closely for the next few days. They've been overextended as well. Shout out to TVIX. Thank you, TVIX. Well, not so much TVIX, but TVIX's behavior helped the overall market get ugly to the downside. So this is Robinhood. We have a gap to fill, gap down, legs, signals to go. Let's roll. I think 33.90. Yeah, 33.90. And I think I sent you guys on the Twitter. 37.3 was going to be my stop, and this is when it was almost at 37.80. And I thought maybe I was giving them some space to breathe. They came right on down, got my money, and kept going. 38.50. But I think that's a great exit, because you can see probably 12 minutes later it rolled all the way down to 36.50. We don't have money to give them back. Great pullback to me. I think that's probably a 50% retrace. If we go 34 to 38.50, that's 450, 225 plus 34 is 36.25 on the dip buy. Look how cool that is. There's a 36.25 available for 50% retrace dip buy right there in the intraday. I didn't take it, but it's nice to see that plays out pretty spot on later in the day. MVIS, bust them in the mouth. I actually was finishing this one up as we went on live with the guys to recap the morning. I actually only wanted a dime out of them, and I did exhibit some patience on this one as I just staged it down, stayed behind them, not too tight. But when they started touching in the 230s, I went to 2.4, and they came on and closed me out. And as it stood, I don't think it got too much better than that the rest of the day, outside of it pushing almost back to 250. I don't want to give them that much money back. So 3 cents back was more than enough. I think that's the end of my recap. How many trades? Should be 12. Let's get them. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, perfect. Here's our motivational video of the day, and we will holla back in the morning. Which one is it? When it gets hard. I think it was this one. Nope. Don't let them change you. Okay, motivational video today. Here we go.
I loved it. And much of what I stumbled into by following my curiosity and intuition turned out to be priceless later on.
Every once in a while, try a calligraphy class, because you don't know where it will lead.
If I had never dropped in on that single course in college, the Mac would have never had multiple typefaces or proportionally spaced fonts. None of this had even a hope of any practical application in my life. If I had never dropped out, I would have never dropped in on that calligraphy class, and personal computers might not have the wonderful typography that they do.
And I remember thinking, man, this life is temporary. Like, this experience that I'm experiencing right now as a 24-year-old man, like, this is not going to last. Like, this is the prime of my youth. Like, you got to get going.
Go at what you're going to deal with, and you deal with the difficulties of it. When you handle those hard things close at hand, making those hard decisions right now that you don't want to make, learning those things that you don't like to do, but you know that in order for you to get where you want to go, this is one of the hoops that you have to flip through.
You may have hit a rock and a hard place, but don't change your name. You may be going through a tough time, but don't change your name. Don't let your circumstances define who you are. How you are does not define who you are. How I'm doing does not define who is doing. Your strength is in maintaining, I know who I am. How I'm going to get out of this, I don't know. How I'm going to make it through tomorrow, I don't know. How I'm going to get the job, I don't know. How I'm going to get back up on my feet. How you are does not define who you are.
Working 40 to 60 hours a week. I had a small apartment which I shared with an old pal of mine, and a little tiny life with my minimum wage job, which I liked. And I looked at my life and realized this is probably about as good as it's going to get for me. Because at that same time I was very frustrated. I said, well, this is going to be a very tough life. It's going to be a life of a lot of standing on my feet, a lot of work, taking it from other people, and having very little to show for it by Friday.
Devil, you may have took the how of it, but you have not taken the who of it. I still know who I am. I still know what I got. I wish we'd spend more time working on the who of us rather than the how of us.
So many people in life take up occupations they don't really want, or they don't really like, but it becomes what their life is, and they can't get off this merry-go-round because they have to work, they've got to earn money, etc., etc. Very few people really enjoy what they do in life.
What's the worst that's going to happen to me? I miss a day of work. Ooh, there goes 21 bucks. And I get humiliated in front of my favorite band. And my future in the world of minimum wage work. Or I could go up to New York and audition for this crazy band who was my favorite. And so I took a train up there. I walked into this practice place in the East Village. I'm standing there with the band with a microphone in my hand. They said, pick the tune. And I sang every song they had, improvising most of it. 2 times through, we did the set. We'll see you soon.
As long as I know who I am, I've lost my how, but I've not lost my who. I may not go by plane, I may have to go by helicopter, but I'm still going to get there. I may not go by helicopter, I may have to go on the bus, but I'm still going to get there. I may have to drive in the car, but I'm still going to get there. Can I go a little bit lower? I may have to thumb, but I'm still going to get there. It may take me 8 years to get through 4 years of college, but I'm still going to get there because I know who I am. I don't know how, but I know who. Don't let it change your name. Don't let it change your name. Don't give up on who you are because of how things are turning out, because the blessing is on who you are. I said the blessing is on who you are.
And I remember thinking, man, this life is temporary. Like this experience that I'm experiencing right now as a 24-year-old man, like this is not going to last. Like this is the prime of my youth. So like you got to get going. Wow. This is going to happen to you too. It's going to happen to all of us. And you think that you're this static thing, like you stay in the same exact state. It's not true. It's an illusion. All those people that you see that are old people that are walking on the street with their backs hunched over, that you're going to reach that age someday. It's going to happen. And if you don't pay attention and it all goes wrong, you could wind up looking like that guy. You could wind up thinking and behaving like that guy. It is a slow ebbing of the life force of the body that's it's gonna drain you. So God damn it, get your fun out.
Yeah.
Get your life out. Just live. You got to live.
Take
Because
action.
it's fucking coming. And you got to remember, because if you don't remember, you're going to sleep in. If you don't remember, you're not going to get anything done. If you don't remember, you're not going to have the same focus and determination that you would have with the understanding this is a temporary experience.
Not what you're going through, not what's happening in your life, not what's going on in your home, not what's happening in your finances. The blessing is on you. The blessing is on you. The blessing is on you. Don't let life change your name. The blessing. Don't lose yourself in your situation. Don't lose yourself in your situation. Don't let your situation eat up yourself. Oh, don't get beside yourself. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget who you are. The blessing is on you.
And I remember thinking, man, this life is temporary. Like this experience that I'm experiencing right now as a 24-year-old man, like this is not going to last.
This young man made 10, 15, 20 short films before he got the opportunity to make Moonlight. So never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. Keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship.
Clearly, even in my dreams, this could not be true. But to hell with dreams. I'm done with it, because this is true. Oh my goodness.
Success is not based on genetics. It's not based on how nice this car is. It's not based on how pretty my face is, how small my nose may need to look, or whether or not I'm the right complexion. If you work hard and your work is recognized, the sky's the limit. And more importantly, you can still be a success. Find the things that you're excited about and that you can give your all and can work really hard towards attaining it. String those days of efficient action together and success can happen.